Let's go next to Harry from Columbus, Ohio. Harry, welcome to the program. What's on your mind today?
David, it's excellent to be talking to you. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you.
Thank you. First, I wanted to mention that you said on a recent bonus show that you wanted to buy some sort of sign for the back of your car to talk to other drivers, and this is a fantasy I've had as well. But I would heavily advise against it because I cannot think of a faster way to get shot on the freeway. So definitely don't buy that if it ever becomes available, please.
Yeah, my idea was, the particularly the texting and driving is such a scourge to society. From miles away on the highway, you see someone going 10 under in the fast lane. They're on a phone. And so I have this fantasy that as I unfortunately have to pass them on the right because they give me no choice, you get behind, it's like they don't even know how to use a highway. As I pass them on the right, I would have in my window, I would just pull up next to them and have this LED sign that I could like type with a keyboard or something. And it would say, get off your phone, get out of the fast lane. And that they would learn I'm acting like an idiot, and then they would move over and everything would be great. But you're probably right that it wouldn't really work out in that way.
I imagine, people would buy these signs and there'd be like sort of a race war or a racing war between getting in front of each other to swap messages like, no, you doing this, no, you're doing that.
Well, anyway, I think it would be effective on the side window as much as in the back windshield,
Okay, so to my real question. So do you have any sort of advice for somebody who is currently at no reading of books? I never really got into reading in high school. I was into Reddit, into reading news articles, but like, do you have any sort of advice for like how to get started in reading? Because when I try to sit down and do any
it
sort
sounds
of
like
reading,
the
it's
issue is
hard.
because you haven't regularly been reading for a while, you wouldn't even really know where to start in terms of what types of books you would enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way of putting it, sure.
Okay. What topics are generally interesting to you, or what movies or TV shows, or have you seen a documentary that you liked? What sort of things are you into?
I think the main thing is that I don't want it to be a waste of time, right? Like I have such little time. I want it to be books where I'm taking in the maximum amount of learning about I think recent American political history would probably be like the greatest interest to me. Just like,
Okay.
the
That
general
I
topics you
can't
cover
give
in
any
your show.
recommendations about because I don't read those types of books at all. So my suggestion would be go to a website like Goodreads and then just search through some of the recommendations and the highest rated stuff. I'm sure you'll find things that are interesting to you.
Well, you don't have any sort of recommendations for like, like what types of maybe authors in general to look for? Maybe.
Hello. Okay. We just lost him. Okay. I don't read that genre, so I don't know, but there will absolutely be recommendations. I would consider checking out Goodreads. Okay, let's go to Daniel from Maine. Daniel from Maine, welcome to the program. What's on your mind today? And I see that you are self-muted. If you unmute yourself, you will be able to talk to me. Daniel from Maine, welcome.
You hear me?
Yes.
Excellent. First time caller. I'm actually shocked I was called on.
I'm as shocked as you are, to be honest.
Excellent. So I've actually been a viewer for a really long time, about 10 years now, actually.
Wow.
So pretty crazy. Yeah, I started watching when you still had Lewis on the show.
I
and
saw
Natan,
Lewis last
so-
night. We went to trivia and we were second to last, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty cool. Anyways, so I guess my question today is how do you keep yourself from not going insane with what you do? When I watch you break down clips of these insane, MAGA Republicans and, spouting their nonsense on Fox News and stuff, like almost sometimes like I like hearing your input on those things, but when you replay the clips before you give your input, it's almost like sometimes I can't even listen to what these people have to say. Like it makes me so sick sometimes that like sometimes I fast forward even their clips just so I can hear what you have to say about it. It's just that nauseating. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, listen, it's two things. It's basically two things. One, I am to some degree desensitized by the insanity, and I admit that it's not a good thing, but when you're exposed to this type of insanity for a long time, there's a normalization that takes place, and I'm working against it, but I know that I'm desensitized to it to a degree. And then number two, I do think that taking a break from this every single week and then longer breaks every few months is important. And so when I'm done producing the Friday show, I don't even look at news until I start prepping the Monday show. So there's like multiple days there where people will say to me, did you see this? Did you see that? I don't, because I'm not even paying attention to the news on those days. So I think scheduling that and sticking to it is really important.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's just all. It's, for a viewer like me, it's, I can only take so much per day before I have to like literally shut it off because it's just so just bonkers. Like,
I totally understand that. I completely understand that. Nothing, no shame in that,
Yeah, you'll play a Herschel Walker clip and it's like I feel like I can only sit through 15 seconds because it's just so unbelievable. So
no, those are pretty wacky. I don't blame you there, my friend.
Yeah. All right. I think that's all.
Okay, thank you so much for the call. Very much appreciate it. Extremely powerful stuff.